Hey, how y'all doing? It's Craig here again. What you're looking at here is a Stihl leaf blower BG55. Brought in, locked up. Don't know what happened. The guy said it ran, and then he noticed there was a noise in it, and he went to try to start it, and he said it pulled over a couple times, and then it locked up. So I don't know if it's burnt up, if it's got a bad bearing, a ring broken and hooked, or whatever. But anyway, we're going to find out. First off, we're going to start by pulling the muffler. Somebody's already taken and drilled the arrestor out of it to make it run better. So my thought would be that it's probably been hot at one time because it was plugged up, not running right. But we'll go ahead and we'll get the cover off here and see what's going on with it. I'll leave this run, and when I get in to edit it, I'll just put it in fast forward. I'm not going to bore everybody with me taking all the time in the world to take this thing apart. Looks like it's about half full of gas. I would say probably the reason it wound up on my bench is he's probably taking it to a regular Stihl dealer, and they've probably told him it was going to cost way more than what it was worth to even look at it. The crank is not locked up. Whatever the issue is either in the cylinder or back here in the blower housing. So my main goal here is to get the muffler off of it so I can look down at it and see what's going on. Oh crap. Oh, maybe. Oh, well. Let's revert to a different. Grab me a ratchet here. Something here with a little more torque to it. Oh crap. There, it's come loose. I can say I've never, and all the time I've been doing this, which isn't too awful long, I have never encountered any exhaust muffler bolts quite that tight. Well, it does turn. The piston actually looks really good. Whatever it is, it's tight. Let's see if we can't get in there where you can see that piston. Well, focus there, buddy. There you go. That piston doesn't look like it's got any marks on it at all, so maybe it is the bottom end bearings. So, with that being said, let me bring you back out here. I'm not going to show everybody the whole process of getting this engine out of this case. But when I get the engine out, before I tear it apart, start tearing it apart, I'll come back and we'll film that part. So I'll see you here in a little bit. Okay, got it out. Wasn't that hard. Took me maybe 15 minutes. It does turn. Let me zoom this out here a little bit. It does turn. It is rough as all get out. The piston and the cylinder looks really good. Couple little scratches on there. I don't think that's nothing really to be concerned about. But I think the issues with this is in the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and break it apart. Looks like the through bolts go up through the bottom clamshell. Matter of fact, yeah, it's a clamshell design, it looks like, with an intermediate block and then the cylinder head. So we're going ahead and I'm going to leave the flywheel and stuff on it until I find out exactly what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and break this apart. Make sure you guys are in the frame here. What you see back over here in this box, that's the 576 non-auto tune Husqvarna. I got a call Friday that the parts for that are in, but I was unable to get up there to get them, so hopefully on my way to work today I'll be able to swing by and pick up them parts and start working on that. Well, I can say these aren't near as tight as what the muffler bolts were. That was just insane how tight the muffler bolts were. Well, I'm going to have to pull that flywheel because there's a mounting screw that comes through this back plate that's underneath the flywheel that you can't get to. But we can go ahead and pull the cylinder, I believe. Whoa. 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 Well, the rings are stuck. But what I want you to see, got plenty of oil in it. Something's, look at the stuff right here. I hope you can see that stuff. Little chunks of metal laying right there. See the gouges in the piston. Let me get a pair of needle nose pliers here. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's metal. I'm not sure what's going on here. That little sliver that you see hanging on the, well, it was hanging. This little sliver right there. And I've gotten the, well, it even fell. That, what you see right there in the tip of the needle nose pliers is some type of a metal. See how it's magnetic even. Look at that rod bearing. The large end. All of the needles. All the needles are going out of there. I'll have to get this apart. Get that crank out of there so we can get a closer look at that. But I would say there's where our problem lies right there. Oops, sorry. I believe I'd just about lay my next paycheck that what has happened is the rod bearing has ate itself up. See how much rock that has? That shouldn't be like that. So, okay. Because this is even on the intake side. This is the exhaust side. I mean, the exhaust side looks pristine. Like I said, that lower ring stuck. It's loose in the groove. I mean, the ring actually moves. But right here, where some of that debris has gotten in there, it's actually pinched the land down and it's keeping the ring from coming out of the land. Same way with the top ring. Right there. So, crank bearings feel good. I mean, they're rough, but they're not loose. So, I'll go ahead and finish tearing this apart. When I get it down to where the crank's out of it and we can get a closer look at that large end bearing, I'll come back. Okay, I got all apart. The seals, I didn't pressure test this before I took it apart, but the seals appear to be pretty decent. They had quite a bit of drag to them when they were coming off. Not to say that that wasn't the problem. Probably should have done a pressure vacuum test before, but I didn't. The flywheel side bearing, it's got a little hang in it right there. I think it's got debris in it. It's smooth when you turn it until it actually catches. That's why I think there's debris. The PTO side, or the fan side, it's rough as all get out. And again, I think it's just debris because there's a lot of crap down in there. Little pieces of debris all over the place here. But you can see how that rod It's even got up and down movement, as well as lateral rock. So that's what's happened to this leaf blower. The crank journal, rod bearing, large end bearing, you know, whatever you want to call it. The large end of the rod, the bearing, and the large end of the rod, the crank pin journal bearing, however you want to say it, is what has failed on this leaf blower. The cylinder, well, I done put it away. Even though you got all the gouges in the piston, I don't think the cylinder's bad. Get it around here. I don't know if that's going to be too much light. But there's no gouging at all in that cylinder. It's just got a lot of debris up in it, a lot of fine metal shavings and stuff. So it's going to have to be completely disassembled, cleaned up really good. And this cylinder can be reused. Find a crank and a new piston and rings. I hate to go to Stihl to buy that crank because I can just about imagine what that thing's going to cost. Scour eBay, see if I can find something, I don't know. I'll go to my local Stihl dealer, see if maybe they don't have another one that's junk. So that's where we stand with Stihl BG55. That's a shame. But it's mechanical. Mechanical things, in my opinion, are made to fail. That's how come they can sell new ones every day. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next video.